Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Commerce IQ News Roundup. I'm Commerce IQ's Head of Industry Insights, Tim Campbell, and today we have another 4 articles for you that we're reviewing at the start of the week to help you better understand the state of retail e-commerce and the economy at large. So let's get into it as we always do. And today's first article that we have, and again, if you're interested in any of these articles, just check out the comment section off to the side, and there's a link to all 4 of these articles. And the first of these is from Grocery Dive. Instacart's growth slows as retailers seek more e-commerce control. And this is good because it gets that kind of a quandary at the heart of Instacart's growth. And that is, Instacart growing very rapidly over the past couple of years, and before that as well, but especially during the pandemic in 2020 and 2021, because they're able to partner with large retailers, think, like Walmart, Costco, and others that have scale where as they grow their own large e-commerce base, Instacart can grow with them. And Instacart can also capture share as they grow as well. So kind of a double whammy. They're growing because these retailers are growing their e-commerce bases and also growing share of their e-commerce platforms as well. However, there's a problem there, and that is that as these retailers grow, they're large retailers, which is good for Instacart. But as that happens, these large retailers want to bring it, they want to bring it in-house. They want to bring all of their e-commerce platforms. They want to have it all run internally. So Instacart, now potentially facing a problem where you have, an increasing focus. Walmart's and Costco increasingly have this focus of, we want a lot of this to be first party as well. So it presents a long-term challenge for Instacart, and I think a part of that pivot that Instacart can make, and which they are making, is to bring on board smaller retailers, right? Smaller retailers that are unlikely to ever operate their own e-commerce platform at scale. That would probably be long-term partners with Instacart. These are the sort of players that Instacart could potentially forge relationships with to drive long-term sustainable growth, right? So I think it's about making that pivot, which could really secure Instacart's future. They're also making a lot of other really great moves. Instacart is investing in new technology verticals like smart card shopping and like e-commerce warehousing and fulfillment to position itself in a good spot for the future. So, Instacart facing challenges, but also making some moves that could position it to be in a very good spot moving forward, despite some challenges this year. The second article is from Axios, and it's very short, more of a headline, but Microsoft becomes latest tech firm to cut staff. This links to other articles just in this blip right here, so kind of a good source to read a few different articles. And all of these get at the same theme, which is, we're seeing more and more layoffs happen across the tech industry in the U.S. And it's telling because I think, if we're headed to recession, I think the tech industry is feeling it first. And that makes sense because it's kind of has its source in rising interest rates, and the more expensive borrowing is and venture capital is, it makes sense that would hit the tech industry first. So good to see, or not good, but telling to, I think, see that happening there. And I think the rest of the economy could follow the tech industry into a mild recession at the very least. So good to have to keep on top of the details of how many jobs are being cut at Microsoft. Potentially under 1,000 at Microsoft, but of course, a lot of other tech companies, the numbers vary, but it is kind of rising across the tech industry. So something to keep an eye on. The third article here is from CNBC, and I like this article because it ties in a lot of different data and actually matches up with a lot of what we're seeing at Commerce IQ. And the title is "Big Bargains Will Dominate the Holiday Season, but Shoppers May Not Be Sold." And it gets at a few different trends, one of which is discounts could be rising. In fact, we've already seen discounts rising versus last year for key holiday periods. So Prime Day, both Prime Day in July and the Prime Early Access Sale in October, earlier this month, we've seen rising discounts for those days versus what's happened in Prime Days past. We've seen potentially falling consumer spend in some categories. We've seen excess inventory in discretionary goods. We've seen a lot of these trends that this article actually confirms from other sources as well. So always nice to be a little bit validated there, but also just a broader picture of what's happening in the economy and how a lot of retailers and a lot of companies are really cutting down their forecast for revenue growth in Q4, potentially moving from, maybe solidly mid-single digits to actually flat growth. So this kind of chronicles a lot of those changes and a lot of the worries that we could be headed into as we head into the holiday season. And the last article here, you'll notice the theme here, all these articles are about layoffs or the economy or about, the potential challenges ahead in Q4 or early 2023. This takes it to Europe and looks at the UK, which to some extent, while the causes of the economic change are at once both similar and also distinct from what's happening in the US, it could be farther along that kind of semi-parallel trajectory. And what I mean by that is that retail sales are falling in Great Britain, right? Retail sales fell 1.4% in September, driven by food falling 1.8%, and even a lot of discretionary categories also falling. That is faster than the US. So it would be interesting to see if this is indeed, this trajectory is maybe where the US could be headed several months from now. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. But a good look at, how the economy is shaping up in Europe and the UK in particular. Now, that about sums us up for the day. So if you have, if you want to read any of those articles, just check out the comments off to the side, and you can see links to those articles. We'll also have check out our LinkedIn page later this week. We have one of our LinkedIn Lives upcoming this coming Thursday, and it's a sneak peek about CommerceIQ's 2023 trends and predictions. So, keep an eye out for that and sign up if you haven't already. Should be a good one. But, with that being said, that wraps us up for today. So I will have a great rest of your week, and hopefully I will be able to present to you on Thursday for the CommerceIQ live session, and that is at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. All right, bye for now.